folks, Joe here at Reverb.com. Today we are learning riffs in the key of Prince. Since his passing, there's been an extensive wave of players recognizing his extreme talent on the guitar. So we thought we'd put together a little tribute, teach a few of his riffs so you can learn them, make them your own, and pass them along. So as you know, Prince's playing style covered so many different styles and colors. Today we are going to focus a bit more on the funky kind of rhythm picking side and talk a little bit about how to execute those ideas. So before we get into that funky dance stuff, first we're going to learn one of Prince's classic, little more rockin' riffs, When Doves Cry. So Prince used many different types of guitars. One of them was a Tele that he often used. So we grabbed here a Tele, we're going through an Excelsior amp, and for this particular riff, we're going through an Electro-Harmonix Pog for a sub-octave, and we're going through a Boss Turbo Overdrive. So if you do get your hands on an octave pedal, the way to dial this in is to play it up here in this position and then turn your sub-octave up and your upper octave all the way down. So you don't want the octave above where you're playing, you want the octave below. And on the record, it almost sounds like he's playing it here, right? But he's not, he's playing it up here and you're hearing these notes from the low octave. Very cool technique. Starting up here on the 12th fret, B string. Those pull-offs there, 14 to 12 on the G and D. Landing on 14 on the A. And full speed. This next riff, nice funky riff from the title track of the 2004 album Musicology. Okay, I like to grab the downbeat with my thumb, and then this shape here, B and D sharp, and then sliding into, keeping the D sharp, and then grabbing the A on the D string. Back up here. And up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of the many reasons why I think Prince's funky guitar style was so successful was because of his use of space. Prince was not only a great guitar player, but a compositional genius. He knew how to fit a part into a track, into a groove. The key, I think, with funky guitar playing is to allow for space. The syncopation of multiple instruments is what makes something funky. Prince certainly knew this and had his finger on that pulse, right? So this next riff is a perfect example of that. This is a riff from a song called Stare, which Prince just released last year, 2015. And this riff happens a little before the 3-minute mark into the tune. There's actually a fake out, fade out, and then the track comes back in, and this guitar riff starts happening. Okay, how's that for space, right? So this fits so perfectly with the track. And when you listen to the tune, you hear the bass moving on those downbeats where the guitar's not hitting. You hear horns popping in and out of those spaces. You hear this great groove, and it's super funky. We're laying off the downbeat here, so when you count yourself in, you're gonna be resting on that 1, And the shape is very cool here. We got an E, a G, and a C sharp. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a riff. Very cool rest in there too. Rest. Okay? A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Let's hear that up to speed one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and lastly today, we are going to learn the riff from the 1986 hit Kiss. About 2.5 minutes into the tune, Prince does a little something like this. All right, so we are in the key of A, and starts with this shape up here. And then on the E string there, you just go down a half step, back up. So with this shape, the only string that's moving is the E string. Just pinky to the ring finger there, 15 to 14. And then in between them, he does these kind of chucks on the upbeat that are kind of this awesome funky combination of mutes, and sometimes you hear those notes creeping out too. So it's kind of like a, sometimes you hear those notes, sometimes you just kind of hear the click. Okay, so that same thing happens twice in a row, and then he goes down here and does some cool A minor pentatonic stuff. Bending up to the A, landing on 5. Okay, and you use your wah. He kind of used it 3 times on this riff. Okay, and then the next riff, kick the wah off. Hear that slow again. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's hear that whole second part of the riff after the funky chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this stuff is straight out of an A minor pentatonic scale. This goes to show you that just a couple notes, 3 or 4 notes with interesting rhythms goes a long way. Okay, let's hear that riff up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, friends, there you have 4 riffs in the key of Prince and a little bit of funky tonality to hopefully help you develop your own funky riffs, leave space in your guitar parts when you're playing funk. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.